Hey guys, how are you doing today? Today's video is titled A Painful Truth God Showed Me About People During My Darkest Season. My allergies are flaring up again. My voice is kind of muzzled, so I apologize. 3 painful truths God showed me about people during my darkest season. There are moments in life when God allows us when He opens our eyes in certain ways that we never expected. There are 3 painful truths God showed me about people during my darkest season. These were moments when the illusions falls apart. Moments when people who I trusted reveal completely different faces. I had moments when I realized the world is not always what it appears to be. See, these realizations, they don't come during your easy season. They come during the dark ones. They come during the painful season. They come during the lonely seasons. These are the seasons where your faith is the only thing that's holding you together. And I second that. I have to say it again. These are the seasons where your faith is the only thing that is holding you together. If it was not for my faith, during one of the darkest periods of my life, I had to face 3 hard truths about people. And I still believe in them. But reality hit me. These were truths that I never really wanted to believe. But the truth, those 3 truths, they gave me clarity. It helped me to understand people and it taught me how to interact with them. 3 of the hardest truths I had to face during the darkest moments of my life. I'll give you one. Number 1, I came to find out people are not always who they say they are. And you're probably saying at this age, you're just figuring it out. Well, I was a naive soul. You know, I wanted to believe in people and believe in the world, which I still do. But I've come to realize that you have to separate people, put them in certain categories. I was just open and friendly and just believing that a smile was endearing and it was genuine. I believe that if somebody said that this is who they are, and if I can just see just a little bit of it, and I was fully in. I believed them. But I don't know if is there anybody else out there, and I'm sure there is. People are not always who they say they are. One of the hardest lessons I learned is that many people are living behind masks. They smile, they say kind words, they have friendly personalities, they even compliment you, and they say nice things, but for a purpose and not with genuine intentions. People say it just to want you to believe who they're portraying to be. And that sometimes it's only the surface. I come to believe that behind that mask, it can be a completely different character, like a Jekyll and Hyde. Not everyone reveals their true intention. They don't do it right away. Over time, I've come to really realize that some things are important. Some things have to be noticed up front. I've come also to realize that discernment, where I didn't quite understand that word until my darkest moment. Discernment is necessary, guys, because appearance can be very sketchy. Even the scriptures, it warned us in the Gospel of Matthew 7:16, excuse me, and it says, by their fruit you will know them. By their fruit you will know them. Not by their words, not by their image, but by their fruit, their actions, what they produce over time. You have to take time to get to know people, to observe them, to understand them. You don't just take what's coming at you presently, what's standing in front of you, what's giving you all the good notes, everything that's good about them, what they can do, who they are, what they've accomplished. Some stand up and call themselves Christian, and they use that title. That's the sad thing. That's why sometimes it's a struggle to get the lost to come close to Jesus. It's unfortunate, I have to tell you that some people use our faith, use Christianity, to do harm, to portray something that they're not. And the only thing that can save us is us being close to God and praying to the Holy Spirit to increase our discernment, to give us clarity and wisdom. Now, the second thing that I've come to realize, that many people can be compromised. Now, that I've always known, because I know that we're in a world of wants and needs. And if some people can't get it the right way, and whatever comes to them the fastest way, they will accept it. And that's another difficult truth for me. I had to face that many times during my darkest season. Everyone, how do you say it? Everyone has a pressure point. Some people can be persuaded by money, others can be persuaded by gifts, others by influence. Some people want just, will do anything just to be under a title, an umbrella, just knowing somebody of grandeur, somebody of title, of great name, of family, of wealth. And others can be compromised by opportunity. Some can even be compromised by promises that may never even come true. When someone is desperately in need of something, their judgment becomes vulnerable. And these moments, loyalty, truth, integrity, it can sometimes be traded away. This realization has helped me to use discernment, not on my own, because I can say that I've had it, but let me tell you, if it was not by God's graces and the grace of the Holy Spirit, it would not have been sharpened, because I was blind to the fact. And I was raised to believe in everybody that the world still had good, and I still believe that it does. It's just that now I'm more attuned to giving it time to realize who you are and give you a chance to see who I am. Because by God, I am not perfect. The same video that I'm making, I'm sure there are several, trust me, not I'm sure, I know there are several hundreds of people out there that have passed judgment against me that don't even know my story. But they've only passed judgment by what they've told and how I present myself, because at one time I was very angry. And that also catches people's attention. And they sometimes pass judgment by your reaction. So my journey has taught me something that is Very, very important. I've learned that not everyone who's standing near you is actually standing for you. Some people enter into your camp just to get to know you, to be closer, to dismantle you. And that was something I had to, unfortunately, have to understand. My door was always open. I was always a helping person and still is. But now I have to balance it. You know, that word boundaries, man, I'm telling you. I should have put that on in this video as well. That's something also I learned because I was just free-willed. My door was open for anyone, anything they said. And I was always very forgiving, which I am still forgiving, but I have to understand that, you know, you have to have boundaries. Just because someone says, you know, they're sorry or they won't do it again, doesn't mean to leave that door open for them to run back. You got to remember, you know, you can forgive, but you don't forget. See, that's why wisdom and discernment are so important in our lives. You will hear me say this so much in all my videos because it's something new to me. It's something refreshing. It's something that opened my eyes, that gave me clarity, that helped me to understand humanity and understand myself. How people can perceive me one way when I'm another way. You know, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes and still making mistakes. I still have things that I have to rid myself of, but my heart is still pure. I will still give a helping hand to those that really need it. My faith has been used against me. I was a giver. I helped. You know, I did what I had to do in the community, but I've come during my darkest time, found out that that was being used against me. Now, I'm not saying for you not to be faithful, not to help someone, not to service, because God asks us to do that. We have to have an open hands, like a closed hand cannot receive. You have to be able to give out so that your hand is open to receive what God has for you. But you have to be precautious because there are people out there, there are vipers that use that against you. Your kindness, your generosity, and your faith. Now, we're going to get to number 3. And number 3, wow, that punched me in the gut. That is one of the most impactful lessons that I had to learn. And I've heard that word, but I didn't really quite understand it because it was a word flying around. But until I encountered it and I understood who this person or persons whomever have this type of characteristic is, I had to understand narcissistic people. This third truth was the one that really shook me the most. See, in this lifetime, I pray with all my heart that you never, ever have to encounter or deal closely with a narcissist or the one that has a system around them. To me, a narcissistic person can be one of the most personalities that you will ever meet, especially when conflict arises. You don't want to make a narcissist mad at you. One that has power, you don't want to make them dislike you. You don't want them to be obsessed with you because they are relentless. They will not give up. They often lack empathy, and control is their oxygen. The same oxygen that you pray for this morning that God gave you. Their control is that oxygen for them. They manipulate reality through gaslighting, lies, conjuring stories about you. They are so good at this that they can probably turn the most holiest of holy against you. Sometimes they seem to enjoy watching other people struggle while they maintain power over the situation, power over the let's say the scenery, That's what these narcs do. What makes it even more dangerous is when someone like that has access. They have influence. They have money. And they have powerful connection. Oh boy, let me tell you, you've got to run for your money. And I can understand how a lot of people have run away and hidden and done some, fall into some really bad traps and depression, hiding away and, just losing themselves, just being connected to somebody like that. Because of this point, they are damaging people. They can cause multiple situation in your lives. In minds, they have. A non person will sometime burn down an entire room of people just to prove that they're right. Not because it's necessary, but because control matters more to them than people. And if they can't completely dismantle your life or push you to the edge, some of them will go unimaginably lengths just to make sure that you never rise again. Unfortunately, it's the truth. Your life means nothing to them. Your family means nothing to them. Your tears mean nothing to them. Matter of fact, they enjoy it. Because the more that you rise, making this video right now is upsetting some narc somewhere. And that is just putting fuel, I understand, to the fire. But it has to be said. Just silence sometimes, it's good. But speaking up, it brings awareness. And I'm praying that no one is enduring what I'm enduring. And I'm not the only one in the world. And I know that this is a systematic thing. See, when someone is obsessed with control, your life, it stops being a human life to them. And it becomes nothing more than an obstacle in a way that they can control you. That's a terrifying part of encountering a narc. They can smile in public while quietly destroying your life in private. But here's what I also learned through those painful realizations. God, He's still on the throne. God, He is still powerful. God does allow at times difficulties to enter into our lives so that we can experience certain things and sharpen our discernment. Because if it was not for this journey, let me tell you, I would still be the naive older lady who, was in an older body but still had a child's mind. Yes, I understand that I do have the intellect. I am not, a scholar of any way, but I do have a sense of balancing wrong from right. But just being the way that I was raised and always loving people and wanting to accept people and want to make a difference, didn't want to look down on anyone that was lesser than me, not saying that I am anything, but I was always open to help. But this journey has made me a better person. It didn't make me bitter, let me tell you. And that is between me and God. You can believe me if you want. So I'm saying to you, if you're enduring something like this, bitterness will only drown you and dig a deeper hole for your life. What you can say is that when you learn from these type of people or these type of situations and this dark seasons in your life, it makes you wiser. It makes you appreciate who God is. It makes you appreciate your faith, the ability knowing that God is taking you out of darkness and He's bringing you closer and still giving you a second chance at life every single day. In the book of Proverbs 3, verse 21, and it says, preserve sound judgment and discernment. Because once your eyes are open, you start seeing things differently. You protect your peace, you guard your spirit, and you become careful about who you allow access into your life. And I needed that because I had an open door policy. Not anymore. There are still beautiful people that I will endear and definitely, I won't say definitely invite, because I believe that they're still out there. And I believe in my faith, and I believe in Christianity, and I believe in the ones who will give me a second chance and not look upon the titles and my past mistakes, which I have a lot, but will see me for who I am, who I present to be. And that's who Jesus was. Because you got to know, Jesus took 12 broken people that you and I probably wouldn't even pick. Me, as being a wreck sinner, I probably wouldn't have picked one of them. Maybe Simon, you know. But there is a painful lesson behind every dark journey that we go to. And those lessons, God allows it for it to shape us and to give us powerful wisdom. And sometimes the greatest victory in life is defeating your dark season and defeating the toxic people that's in your life and getting to know them so that you don't allow this to happen again. We can't be in a continuous cycle. Like, I'm going through the mountains right now. I understand why. You have to respect certain system. Now, at the same time that I'm saying this, I must say this to you. This is not to buy face value. The law exists for a reason. That even the Bible tells you that you have to respect the law. Now, it's the ones that go beyond, the ones that have access, the one that's abusing, the ones that have no care for human life. So, I want you to recognize early, and don't wait too late like me. Don't go years. I want you to recognize, understand people early on in your life, right now. Right now, do accountability of all the people in your life. Analyze them. Put them in groups. Write it down. What is this person? What is their downfall, and what is their power? The powerful aspects of them. That's something that we all need to start doing. And I'm telling you that I don't have much in my life, but I do have that list, and it's empty. And each person that comes, I'm sorry to tell them that they will be evaluated by what I have on that list. So, refuse to let the wrong people have access to your spirit ever again. Please, listen to me. It's not a good feeling. It's a very hurtful feeling. You got to allow God to open your eyes so that you are not spiritually blind. So you can walk wiser, and you can move much quieter. You have to trust God's discernment more than people's appearance and the words they say. So I'm saying to you, if this message spoke to you, and you've also walked through dark seasons that open your eyes, I want you to type in the comment, discernment. And remember this, that God, He doesn't protect you by removing danger sometimes. He protects you by revealing who the people that's in your life are. So, this message is a message that should strengthen you. And I'd like to welcome you to my channel and ask you to subscribe and join this growing group, this community of faith. Because we're here to help one another, and we walk in truth, discernment, and the light of God. I love you with the love of Christ, and I pray that this video resonates with you and you can find it and utilize it in your life, that you don't allow years and the wrong people and amount to build up, that you have a whole basket full of people who are not even worthy of your friendship or your love, your kindness. But remember, there is still hope in the world. There are still beautiful people in the world, still aiding people. There are still true Christian, genuine believers of Jesus Christ. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.